Being in the moment simply means that once we have quietened our mind, we only need to focus on whatever it is we are doing at any specific moment, the moment that is under our feet. When I first learned to rollerblade, I can guarantee that from the moment I'd get up on my blades to the moment I unlaced them, I was totally in the present, 99% of the time. No other way but. The second I'd take my mind off the stride, I'd invariably end up on my bum. Whoever remembers the absolute focus that seized our brain while on our first driving lessons knows what it means to be in the present moment. When I am cycling on rough terrain or even on the grass, I need to be aware of the present moment, and that present moment is the present moment under my front wheel. If I lose the present moment, again, I will end up feeling sorry for myself. Going back to my driving analogy for a moment, let's suppose the novice's alert awareness to the zoning out that usually overpowers us experienced drivers when we cruise on the highway or even in our back streets. Compare it to the blanking out that takes over as we scan supermarket aisles, which may well be the same zoning out that overpowers us as we lift food to mouth over breakfast, over dinner. It may well be the same as the blanks we bring home, even after a sedate get-together with friends, when we only remember some snippets of the conversations and the general look, perhaps the taste of the food we ate, or maybe what a couple of our friends wore. But we can't remember what the person facing us was wearing or what else was going on around us. That's provided no one created a scene. Being in the moment can even be made fun as we look at everything the way a tracking ranger would observe every branch, twig, scrape in the dirt and inspect every animal dropping to get the meaning out of the scene in front of her. Except that ideally, being in the present moment means that the looking and the analyzing are done through our soul's eyes, not our 21st century overactive, overstimulated brain. In this lies the challenge that karma presents to us. The line in the sand that not many want to cross, or that not many can cross, because it is a difficult line to cross. Reading books is a lot simpler. Going to workshops is a lot easier. Being in the moment, being present, simply means understanding that whatever we are doing, want to do, or feel we ought to do might have to be put on hold or even postponed indefinitely. Such is the cosmic wisdom in which we need to trust, since we little blind mice that we are have no idea of the fine mesh that settles invisibly around us until it holds us in its snare of spiritual lethargy. Okay, so hopefully I sound like I understand the theory, and I do, but I find the practical application, the day-to-day application of the theory very, 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 very frustrating. Shouldn't being aware of ourselves within our present moment be as natural as breathing? For me, it's as easy and as natural as breathing underwater. If I attempt a rating of the inner contentment I feel, I can only rate it a puny, 5 out of 10. And that is because the amorphous lump of anxiety that sits heavily in the area of my solar plexus acts like a lead apron that smothers even my relatively carefree moment. It is the price I pay, if very much unwillingly, for not recognizing the unique newness and freshness of each moment as it presents itself. The more I think of this, and the more I understand that each one is in fact as fresh as the proverbial morning dew. However, I can categorically say that some moments have an imprint that seems very familiar. They look and feel and just about taste like the ones that have already been played over and over again in my life, in my head, in my mind. These moments bring on a, uh-oh, here we go again, gut reaction. Like the ocean, our ego persona appears to be smooth enough on the surface. It absorbs, it hides what churns below. It deals up to a certain point. But our ego persona has great limitations. And like the ocean, it is never renewed. It only relies on past memories, triggered by our fears, by our anxieties. The past is static, and memory is fallible. No such string of seconds, the ones that are happening right now as I speak these words into the microphone, no such string of seconds, strung one after the other, has ever presented itself to me in the past. Not as it presents itself to me now. Not as it will present itself tomorrow. The irony of it is that I respond to most new moments within each new day through the jumbled and sticky mesh of my past experiences. Put simply, I deal with today moments as I deal with yesterday moments. I taint them with the same energy spikes. How comforting is it to me knowing that I am not alone in doing this? Not very, but in the process of thinking about that, I came up with a little saying of my own. It goes something like, why drink today out of yesterday's cup? Being present in the moment means that I cannot let writing absorb all my time and all my thoughts. As I type this text, there is a workman on our patio. He is adjusting the slant of our gutters, and I'm standing by to hear his call through the screen door, as he will want to explain this and that about the state of the rusted guttering and how he proposes to repair it. Should his call catch me in mid-sentence at the keyboard, I will have to hit save and I will get up. It will be my cue to practice stilling my mind long enough to listen to what this workman wants to tell me and be in the fresh moment that has just presented itself to me. If Maria were here, she would know how to decode this man's chit-chat about my gutters to give me a string of messages of symbolic spiritual relevance. Such is another of her gifts. Hello! A man's voice calls out of the patio. Are you there? Oops, quickly, hit save, prac time. Before that though, very quickly, I have started a Twitter page just for the sole purpose of hopefully engaging some of you, or you who are reading this, on one of these organic Twitter dialogues. So you will find me on Twitter/faithinsoul, one word, and also simply by entering the hashtag followed by faith in soul in Twitter's search box. So hopefully we might connect again in real time, live, within the moment under our feet. Be there or be square. Take care.